ここからがネクロマンスターの本領だ。起きろ。
Ever watched an anime that completely messes with your mind, makes you question everything, or leaves you thinking about it for weeks? Yeah, that's the power of brilliant writing. While anime is often praised for its stunning animation and epic battles, the real magic happens in the storytelling. The kind that pulls you in, plays with your emotions, and keeps you on the edge of your seat. So, let's dive into some of the best written anime out there, and break down what makes their storytelling so insanely good. If you've ever been moved to tears by a story, Violet Evergarden will wreck you. It's rare to see such a beautifully condensed, yet emotionally expansive story told in just 14 episodes. The writing in Violet Evergarden is deliberate, poetic, and deeply introspective, a perfect balance of heartbreak and hope. The story follows Violet, a former child soldier who, after losing both arms in battle, finds herself struggling to understand human emotions. She was trained to be a weapon, not a person. But now, in a time of peace, she's faced with a challenge she never expected: learning what it means to love. Taken in by a kind family, Violet starts working as an auto-memory doll, someone who writes letters for others. Each episode follows her as she helps people put their deepest emotions into words, even as she struggles to understand her own. What makes the writing so brilliant is the way it unfolds Violet's emotional growth through these interactions. Each client she meets acts as a mirror, reflecting different aspects of grief, love, loss, and healing. The show doesn't just tell us about Violet's transformation, it shows it through every carefully written letter, every subtle expression, every word she struggles to find. Reiko Yoshida, the series screenwriter, is known for her deeply character-driven storytelling. Boys Over Flowers, a silent voice. And here, she crafts one of anime's most poignant narratives. And the animation? Kyoto Animation's work is beyond stunning. Every frame is a painting, every tear feels real. This is a show that proves great writing doesn't need explosions or high-stakes action. Sometimes, all it takes is a letter, a quiet conversation, and the right words at the right time. At first glance, Mob Psycho 100 might seem like just another wacky action anime. But don't be fooled. This show is one of the smartest, most heartfelt, and well-written series you'll ever watch. It's easy to write a powerful protagonist, but writing one who's powerful and emotionally vulnerable, that takes real skill. Meet Shigeo Mob Kageyama, a quiet, socially awkward middle schooler with god-tier psychic powers. But unlike most anime heroes, Mob doesn't want to be special. He doesn't care about fame, glory, or becoming the strongest. He just wants to be a normal kid, to make friends, talk to his crush, and navigate adolescence without his emotions turning into literal earthquakes. And that's where the writing shines. Instead of focusing on Mob's insane psychic abilities, the story focuses on his emotional development. Every episode is about his personal struggles, his small victories, and his attempts to grow as a person. His relationship with Rei-Gen, his self-proclaimed mentor, is another example of the show's brilliant character writing. Rei-Gen is a fraud, a con artist with zero psychic powers, yet he becomes one of the most unexpectedly wise, hilarious, and well-developed characters in anime. The writing never makes him one-dimensional. Instead, it layers his flaws and strengths in a way that makes him both ridiculous and inspiring. Screenwriter Hiroshi Seko, known for his work on Attack on Titan and Jujutsu Kaisen, balances sharp comedy, thrilling action, and surprisingly deep emotional moments. The dialogue is snappy, the humor is perfectly timed, and the character arcs feel natural, realistic, and deeply satisfying. Few anime manage to deliver a psychological thriller as meticulously crafted as Monster. Written with tight pacing, layered characters, and moral complexity, this series is a masterclass in storytelling. It follows Dr. Kenzo Tenma, a Japanese neurosurgeon in Dusseldorf, Germany, whose life takes a dark turn after a single decision, saving a young boy named Johann Liebert instead of an influential politician. Years later, Tenma learns that Johann has grown into a ruthless, manipulative killer, leading the doctor on a chilling journey to hunt down the very life he once saved. What makes Monster's writing so brilliant is its ability to build tension without exaggeration. Johann isn't a typical anime villain. There are no grand speeches or over-the-top powers. Instead, his presence is subtly terrifying, his words carefully chosen to manipulate and destroy. The show's dialogue is razor-sharp, with every conversation layered with subtext, making even the simplest exchanges feel ominous. The way Monster explores Tenma's guilt, the weight of his choices, and the moral ambiguity of justice adds immense depth to the narrative. The pacing is deliberately slow, but never dull. Every clue, every side character, and every quiet moment serves a purpose, weaving an intricate web of psychological tension. The cinematography and sound design amplify the eerie atmosphere, relying on silence and realism rather than exaggerated action. The anime also paints a vivid picture of post-Cold War Europe, making every setting feel unsettlingly authentic.
9年前、先生は僕の命を助けてくれたでしょう。
Few anime have mastered the art of tension and psychological warfare as perfectly as Death Note. Written by Tetsuro Araki, this high-stakes battle of intellect and morality is a testament to how sharp dialogue, layered character writing, and a relentless plot can turn a simple premise into one of the most captivating anime experiences ever. The story follows Light Yagami, a high school genius who discovers the Death Note, a notebook that grants him the power to kill anyone by writing their name in it. Initially fueled by the idea of creating a utopian world free of crime, Light soon descends into a power-hungry spiral, blurring the lines between justice and tyranny. His transformation is one of the best-written character arcs in anime, as we watch his calculated brilliance evolve into dangerous arrogance. But Death Note isn't just about Light. The arrival of L, a genius detective who suspects him, turns the series into a thrilling battle of wits. The writing is exceptional because every conversation is a game of psychological chess. Every word, every pause, and every glance carries layers of hidden meaning. The script doesn't rely on action. It thrives on mind games, moral dilemmas, and strategic manipulation, making the audience feel like active participants in the mystery. Unlike many anime that rely on exposition-heavy dialogue, Death Note respects its audience, trusting them to analyze and decipher the clues themselves. The pacing is tight, but not rushed, with each twist landing at just the right moment. It's this balance of intelligent writing and masterful storytelling that makes Death Note one of the best-written anime of all time. Anime has tackled many art forms, but few have done so as intimately and elegantly as Showa Jinroku Rakugo Shinju. Written by Jun Kumagai, this deeply moving, multi-layered drama is as much about storytelling as it is about human connection, regret, and the weight of history. Set in Japan's Showa era, the anime follows Kyoji, a former convict who dreams of mastering Rakugo, a traditional form of comedic storytelling. He seeks mentorship from Yurakuria Yakumo, a legendary performer with a tragic past that slowly unfolds as the series progresses. But what makes Showa Jinroku Rakugo Shinju so brilliantly written is its dual-layered narrative. As Kyoji learns Rakugo, he also uncovers the deeply emotional history of Yakumo's own rise and fall. The dialogue is rich with subtext, every conversation layered with unspoken pain, longing, and nostalgia. Unlike conventional storytelling, where characters express themselves directly, Rakugo allows them to hide emotions within performances, creating an intricate blend of reality and fiction. The show is a study of memory, regret, and the art of storytelling itself. Kumagai's script does something few anime attempt. It trusts silence as much as words. The quiet moments between performances, the hesitation in a character's voice, the weight of a single glance, they all tell a story without saying a word. This is what makes Showa Jinroku Rakugo Shinju a masterpiece in writing. It captures the power of stories to shape lives, bridge generations, and carry emotions words alone cannot express.
波紋ってな、そういうことなんだな。
Some anime tell a great story. Others define a generation. Cowboy Bebop, written by Keiko Nabimoto, is both. This genre-blending, emotionally charged space western is more than just an anime. It's a lesson in how to craft character-driven storytelling that lingers long after the credits roll. The series follows bounty hunters Spike Spiegel and Jet Black, who drift through space catching criminals and outrunning their pasts. Along the way, they're joined by Faye Valentine, a gambler with lost memories, Ed, an eccentric genius hacker, and Ein, a hyper-intelligent corgi. But beneath its stylish exterior and episodic bounty-hunting adventures, Cowboy Bebop is a deeply introspective character study. The writing stands out because it never tells more than it needs to. Every piece of dialogue is precise, every conversation natural yet loaded with meaning. Instead of outright stating emotions, the script lets them simmer beneath the surface, allowing the audience to connect the dots through action, silence, and subtext. Spike's nonchalant attitude isn't just cool, it's a defense mechanism against the pain of his past. Faye's arrogance hides deep-seated loneliness. Every character is fully realized, flawed, and undeniably human. But what truly makes Cowboy Bebop legendary is its flawless balance between episodic storytelling and long-term character development. Each episode feels self-contained, yet every encounter, every decision, and every piece of history subtly builds toward the show's unforgettable finale.
相変わらずあんたの作る飯はまずいな。その割に随分食ってるだ。
Mental health is rarely explored with as much care and authenticity as in March Comes in Like a Lion. Written by Yakido Kazawa, this profoundly introspective anime follows Rei Kiriyama, a prodigious shogi player who battles loneliness, depression, and the struggle for self-acceptance. But what sets this series apart is that it's not just about Rei's pain. It's about his slow, quiet journey toward healing. Rei is a master at shogi, but a complete beginner at life. He isolates himself, believing he is a burden to those around him, until he meets the Kawamoto sisters, 3 kind-hearted girls who offer him the warmth of family he never had. The writing here is subtle, but incredibly powerful. Rei's emotional struggles aren't conveyed through dramatic monologues, but through small, deeply human moments. The hesitation before speaking, the way his posture changes around different people, the silence between words. What makes March Comes in Like a Lion such a brilliantly written anime is its ability to balance heartbreak with hope. Even in its darkest moments, the show never falls into despair. Instead, it finds beauty in the little things: a home-cooked meal, a quiet conversation, a winter morning filled with soft laughter. The dialogue is rich yet natural, capturing the raw, unfiltered emotions of its characters without feeling forced. Kazawa's adaptation of Chika Yumino's manga retains its gentle yet impactful storytelling. If time travel stories tend to fall into messy paradoxes and convoluted logic, Steins Gate does the exact opposite. It uses time travel as a narrative tool for emotional storytelling rather than a mere sci-fi gimmick. Written by Juki Hanada, this masterclass in nonlinear storytelling crafts one of the most tightly woven, emotionally gripping narratives in anime history. Rintaro Okabe, a self-proclaimed mad scientist who is more of a delusional dreamer than a true genius. His exaggerated, theatrical personality provides plenty of comedy, but beneath his eccentricity lies a deeply human struggle with responsibility and the burden of knowledge. He isn't a perfect hero. His journey is filled with doubt, fear, and moments of complete despair. The first half of the anime takes its time, slowly building up Okabe's world, his relationships with his lab members, and the seemingly harmless phone microwave, name subject to change. But when a single moment sends the story into a downward spiral, the tone shifts into an intense, heart-wrenching fight against time itself. Unlike typical time travel stories that bombard viewers with endless technobabble, Steins Gate keeps things understandable without dumbing them down. And what makes the writing truly masterful is how every choice Okabe makes carries irreversible consequences, making the weight of his decisions feel painfully real. As Okabe races to fix the timeline, the series delivers some of the most emotionally devastating moments in anime, with Maki's Kurisu standing out as one of the best-written female leads in sci-fi anime. The finale ties everything together beautifully, proving that Steins Gate isn't just about changing the past, it's about accepting the weight of the future.
I am a scientist. It's so cool, son of a bitch.
Written by Yoshihiro Togashi, Hunter x Hunter is deceptively deep. What starts as a straightforward adventure quickly evolves into one of the most intricately written shonen anime of all time. Unlike most battle-focused series that rely on power-ups and brute force, Hunter x Hunter sets itself apart with intelligent battles, morally complex characters, and unpredictable storytelling. At its core, the story follows Gon Freaks, a seemingly bright and cheerful boy who embarks on a journey to become a hunter and find his absent father. But Hunter x Hunter is not your typical hero's journey. As the story progresses, Gon's idealistic innocence begins to crack, revealing a protagonist who is far more complex. and at times unsettling, than he first appears. One of the series' greatest strengths is how it subverts expectations. Where most shonen anime have battles decided by raw strength, Hunter x Hunter emphasizes strategy, deception, and intellect. The power system, none, is one of the most well-developed in anime, allowing for fights that are as much about psychological warfare as they are about raw ability. The writing shines brightest in its character development and thematic depth. Gon's friendship with Killua Zoldyck, a former assassin struggling to break free from his violent upbringing, adds emotional depth that surpasses typical shonen rivalries. Meanwhile, arcs like York New City and Chimera push the boundaries of what a shonen story can explore, tackling themes of morality, existentialism, and the blurred line between good and evil. Despite its long hiatuses due to Togashi's health, Hunter x Hunter remains a gold standard for storytelling in anime, proving that shonen doesn't have to follow a formula. It can redefine itself entirely.
ところで僕がキラーをやるのは
Written by Chugong, Solo Leveling took the anime world by storm with its thrilling action, compelling protagonist, and seamless blend of power progression and world building. While the overpowered protagonist trope is common in modern anime, Solo Leveling sets itself apart by making that journey feel earned, rather than simply handed to its hero. The story follows Jin Woo-sung, originally one of the weakest hunters in existence. In a world where humans fight monsters in deadly dungeons, Jin Woo is a laughingstock, until a near-fatal encounter grants him a mysterious ability to level up without limit. What follows is a stunning power climb, but unlike many protagonists in similar stories, Jin Woo's growth isn't just about strength. It's about identity, vengeance, and survival. One of the biggest strengths of Solo Leveling is its sense of progression. Every new ability Jin Woo gains feels earned through his relentless determination and the brutal trials he endures. The writing ensures that his rise to power never feels hollow. We see his struggles, his sacrifices, and the emotional weight of his choices. But Solo Leveling isn't just about one man's journey. The world itself is richly built, with a hierarchical system of hunters, political tensions, and mysteries surrounding the dungeons. The constant sense of discovery keeps the story engaging, making it more than just a series of flashy battles. The anime adaptation by A1 Pictures brings the manhwa's striking visuals to life with fluid animation, dynamic action sequences, and an electrifying soundtrack. While some changes, like Jinwoo's nationality, were made for a broader international appeal, the core essence remains untouched. Solo Leveling is a high-octane, visually spectacular journey of one man defying all odds to become unstoppable.
Yuki!
At the end of the day, some anime writers are well known in the world, and people often get attached to a specific author's work. Writers like Chika Yumino and Gen Yubuchi are typical examples of great anime writers fans trust. When their name is attached to a project, anime lovers usually opt for those series and rarely regret their choices. Since the list only presents 10 of the best written anime series, some honorable mentions go to One Punch Man, a hilarious and core-reaching show, Erased, a mystery thriller with a brilliant twist, and Ping Pong, an anime series unique in visual and storytelling style, among many others, of course. So, which anime do you think has the best writing? Did we miss any of your favorites? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of anime.